Include your audio, guys. I'm gonna do a little mic check here first before we get rolling.
Chicken
Got my
wings,
mic on. Got my mic on. Got my
Me,
party
let me go
audio
check the
on.
stream. Everybody
hot
calm
dog, and
down.
macaroni.
Oh.
Mic check.
Alright, we're Gucci, we're Gucci.
All right, we're sounding good. We're sounding good. All right. Welcome everybody. You are listening to episode four now, four now,
Or
right? Yeah, I believe so because we had the pre-draft one. So episode 4 of the HRL report. We just wrapped up the Kansas races tonight. Um, the usual crew here, plus our guest for the evening, DJ Wynn, Cup driver, driver of the number 71 this year, I believe.
Seven.
Seven for Nightmare Racing, teammate of mine. How you doing, man?
Doing as good as you can after a race like that.
Yeah, that was a wild one. At least on the Cup side, there was a lot of wall scraping, dodging cars in the middle of the track. Few cautions, not too bad. It wasn't like a caution fest or anything. We did not end under a green white checker, something we'll get to later. But I don't know what kind of reactions and recap do you guys got?
It was pretty good.
Correct.
Uh, much slightly improved from our last effort for the Cup Series there at Kansas. Um, we got some decent green flag runs in. I would have liked to see a couple more green flag pit stops, but all in all, I think it was an upgrade from our last race there, but still some work to do. Shockz.
Yeah, I'm honestly on the same page as you. I thought this race, I wasn't completely all the way around the pack, of course, but I thought it was a slightly improved version of what we had last season. Felt like a few less yellows. Wasn't like we didn't have cautions that were just stacked on one another. They were kind of more spaced out, which made it a little more strange. Um, but there's still a lack of respect and patience, mostly respect going on in the cup. So we've got to kind of hammer that down this week as we go into Dover next week, or it could be even uglier.
Yeah, we had on the Cup side tonight. We had 30 drivers, I believe, start. Up a few from last week. I believe we had 28 at the season opener at Talladega. Um, Ultimately, Shockz was your winner. Congrats to him. I believe that's win number 54, 53 career, somewhere around there.
One of the two. Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
two.
one of those, somewhere in there. He's got 20 more than like the next guy. I know that. But yeah, I mean, definitely a deserving winner. You ran up front for most of the evening, if not in the lead in the top five. Maybe fell back to the top 10 a couple times. Um, you saw a couple guys that were running strong, kind of get caught up in something towards the end. I know my pick, Tato, was one of them. Um, and then I guess I'll go ahead and run down the top 10 right here. I know Scarecrow sent it over to us. So, let's see here. 10th, we had Bren. I don't remember where Bren finished last week, but that might be his first career top 10. Spartan, back-to-back top 10s for him in his first two races, coming in ninth. Dark Pumps got 8th. Myself, Nilla, came in 7th. Line Cone looked like he could battle for the win at different points of the night, but he finished up 6th. NLS Network in 5th. Stein, a good rebound from his disconnect last week at Talladega. He gets a top 5, coming in 4th. T-Glass, I believe, who I had as my sleeper, got in there at 3rd. Good run for him. One of his better ones since he's made his return to HRO. Blue Star coming in 2nd there. And like I said, Shockz won. I don't recall. Did you also win the stages, Shockz? Or
Negative. I think I finished 8th, stage 1, because that was the fuel saver, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
Um,
have the stage winners off the top of my head, but if you guys come up with that, we can shout them out before the
I'll
end of the show.
eventually, I'll try and go dig it up.
Okay.
Stein won stage 2,
Stein won stage 2. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, I mean, I think we kind of covered it all on the cup side.
Let me tell
As
you
Shockz
something,
said.
brother. That
Yeah.
truck race was nuts.
Yeah, let's get into the truck race. But be
I
need
didn't mean to
more
cut you
go
off there.
into
I
it.
just didn't want to skip it.
No, you're good.
It was incredibly hectic. There were a lot of cautions that probably should have come out and didn't, and then finally I think we ended up with only like 3 or 4 tops, but it was crazy 3, 4 wide racing, and then it would either a wreck would happen or it would settle down into like a nice long string, a couple packs. But Mudflap was the class of the field all night. He ran away with the thing, especially once he started to get some lap traffic in between him and the next car. And that stage 3 was 75 laps of green flag racing with just nothing happened, and it calmed all the way back down. I got the top 10 in front of me right here. We actually only had 9 trucks on the lead lap. By the end of the race, we had Dizzy in 10th, then Brad P9, Georgia came in P8, Twinkle Toes in P7, Mets Fan P6, Seabake P5, Jack P4, Dirty Fox P3, Seabass P2, and then Mudflap won by quite a bit.
All right. How many guys did you guys have in the field tonight?
24 came today, down from last week. It sounded like we had a couple hit the road on us tonight. So hopefully we can get some of the ones that couldn't make it tonight come back in the field and we get that number back up.
Yeah, for those maybe listening for the first time, just do want to shout out that what we're doing is we're going over the cup and truck divisions that we have at HRL. If you're someone who's listening and who's not in the league and wants to find a league to join, you know, message on the Twitch, or I'll put it on YouTube like I normally do. It's Nilla MG is my YouTube channel, and I believe also my Twitch channel, so you should be able to find it. But yeah, we have Cup Division, Truck Division. We're always looking for new guys. We started the season with about 30 or so in each, and we're always looking for more. But it sounds like the truck race went pretty good. Since it's fitting, I'll just go ahead and kind of cross over to a related topic. Mudflap getting the win tonight. There's also something else that was relevant to Mudflap recently. Do you want to go ahead and let us know about that, Scarecrow?
Sorry, my mic wasn't working. What did you say?
I said with
Mudflap.
Mudflap getting the win tonight, it's kind of fitting because there's something else that kind of he collected the win tonight, but he collected some other hardware or accolades recently. You want to speak on that?
Oh yeah, Mudflap got his trophy from his season 12 championship for the truckers, and he's doing good here early, trying to repeat here in season 13 and go back to back.
There might be something even bigger
And
that you're forgetting, Scarecrow, involving Mudflap.
It's going right over my
And-
head, guys. I think I
What
have
was
a
there in-
concussion.
A Hall of Fame, maybe? Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, Mudflap got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Also, maybe a future guest, Twinkie, got inducted. So maybe we'll get to talk to him. But yeah, pretty cool honor for him, get inducted and then get a win here early on in the season. I'm sure he's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, such a cool honor that Scarecrow forgot about it. That's hilarious. No, but just
Google
I'll
Go.
give Mudflap some love here. He's the 21st driver and the first driver of our 9th class. Just kind of gonna gloss over what Scarecrow put here in his announcement. He's been with us for 8 seasons. He's picked up 39 top fives, 82 top tens, and 115 starts, with 23 poles and 5 wins. And like I said, he grabbed the
it's
championship
six.
in the Truck Series last season. So definitely a good honor. That happened about a week ago. We missed bringing it up last week when we should have. And then today, actually, we had the second and final driver of our ninth class get inducted, and that's General Twinkie. Also has been with us for 8 seasons. Very similar stats, it looks like. Other than the, I don't know, actually very similar stats. 37 top fives, 92 top tens, 160 starts, 6 poles, 3 wins. The big difference being the 23 poles for Mudflap. He's a really quick qualifier. But two very deserving drivers. Like I said, been around 8 seasons. That's a long time. We've been glad to have them the whole time, and good to see both those guys get in. Um, so that kind of takes care of the two things that I wanted to cover. I wanted to make sure Mudflap got his shout out there, and then also the Kansas reaction and recap. And that's going to move us right along to our guest, who's been kind of patiently waiting over there. Um, DJ Wynn, like I said, teammate of mine. This is his second season in the Cup Series. He was a rookie last year. I believe finished top five in the Cup standings as a rookie. Collected Rookie of the Year honors. Raced for Nightmare towards the end of last year. Got picked up in the draft by Nightmare again this year. And we're glad to have him on. How you doing tonight, DJ?
I am doing pretty fine. Just trying to soak in the fact that I have not started off the season too hot so far.
Well, the good news is it's a longer season than last, so you have more time to kind of recover. Um, but what we're gonna kind of do is we're gonna bring a guest on every week. You being the one this week, and we're gonna kind of go across the room for all the hosts that have a question for you. Just answer as candidly and as honest and best you can. I guess I'll start. Um, my question for you is, if you had to pick one thing that separates HRL from other leagues, what would it be?
I think the racing etiquette here, I think, is actually pretty good. Last season, there wasn't a lot of. We had issues of not people not being patient, but I do actually like a lot of the people and how they race, and I don't have very many issues with how people actually race in this league, comparative to other leagues I've done on this game, where some people don't have respect for anybody. At least here, most of the people tend to have more respect for each other.
Okay, I know that Shockz had his question ready that he submitted earlier in the week, so I'll let him go second.
Yeah, I sure do. Um, the question, it kind of a bit of a two-parter, so I'll ask you the first one, answer that one, then I'll ask you the second part. Um, what do you consider was your greatest accomplishment from your rookie season? That's the first half of the question. I'll let you answer that first.
I think there was two. I think the Nashville poll, I was not expecting to get pole. I've been horrific at Nashville, so the fact that I came in and got pole was a very proud moment of mine. And I guess the other part was just Texas. I think I did really well at Texas. And it was probably my best track last year. That was probably my biggest actual accomplishment was the Texas race as a whole.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there. Okay, so then, based off of that, what do you think is your next, what is next on your list of goals that you would like to check off? What's next on the list?
Well, I would like to win a race this season. I think I didn't I didn't show a lot of pace near the end of the at the end of races usually aligned or Shockz or someone else usually was always quicker than me. But I hope this season I can finally actually put it into victory lane at least once. And I have some tracks that I think I could possibly do it at. Yeah, winning a race.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's what I thought your answer was going to be, but still a great one regardless.
Tunda, did you have a question ready?
Um, no.
Scarecrow?
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay.
DJ, uh, you collected several top fives last year. We're in contention for a couple of wins here or there. Um, Going to this year, you kind of just spoke about it briefly, but do you still feel like a certain track or a race in particular kind of stands out to you as one that you think you might be able to nab that first career HRL win? I know you spoke about Nashville, kind of a surprise poll for you. Is that maybe one that could be in contention for you that you think you might have a shot at?
Um, I probably wouldn't say Nashville. I think there's still a lot of people in this league who are much better at Nashville than I am. But I think the track I have highlighted is definitely Texas. I qualified second there last season. I led the most of it in stage one until I got in an unfortunate accident, and I kind of had to start in the back in several states in that, and I always drove back up to the top three almost every time. So I think Texas is like the track that I think I'm most likely or have the best chance at winning. But there's other tracks that I feel pretty confident at now, like Watkins Glen. I think is a track I could possibly come in and do something at, based on other leagues I've done, and I think Iowa is another one too. And Pocono. There's like the four that I look forward to, and like the ones I think I could actually win at.
Tunda, did you come up with a question?
Well, I was thinking of a question, and then Scarecrow asked a question that I was going to ask, but um, I got nothing. It happened to me twice.
All right, well, I'll throw in one more then before we end the segment. So as I mentioned earlier, you kind of ran most of last season as a free agent during your rookie season. You did find your way on a team towards the back third or back quarter of the season where you performed pretty well for Nightmare. They picked you back up in the draft this season. I'm just curious because you're not one of the drivers that we got to talk to on draft night. Were you kind of thinking that Nightmare was going to bring you back onto the team this year? Were you thinking you were going to get drafted higher or lower than you did? Just kind of what were your thoughts draft night?
So I know Dirk had mentioned he wanted to bring back the core of Nightmare. So I knew there was a possibility that if I was, he would draft me. But also, things are unpredictable. A lot of new people joined the league right before the draft happened. So I was a little skeptical on if he would actually draft me or maybe take someone else. But there was a thought that he was probably going to draft me because I knew what he had already told me and had mentioned before that he wanted to bring the core back of Nightmare Racing back. But it's always scared, when you're sitting there and you're like, will I actually get drafted or will I get passed by? You never know.
Yeah, I believe in my mock draft that I had sent out. You were one of the picks that I got correct. I did have Dirk bringing you back, as well as myself. I just had a feeling that Dirk would feel like there might have been some unfinished business for Nightmare last year. A lot of us in that garage kind of feel like that was our championship to win, and we let it slip away. So it's kind of like
I
a
do
redemption
think,
tour that we're on at the moment. Um, Either way, good stuff, good stuff. That's gonna wrap up the grill the guest segment with DJ Win. You are more than welcome to hang around for the rest of the show, DJ. All guests are. But if you do have to dip out or leave early, just let us know. The next segment is fact or fiction. I came up with two fact or fictions on my own this week. If any of you guys want to insert one at the end here, if you guys can think of one or have one ready, feel free to do that. But the first one that I have of the two is oh, and DJ, basically, you know how fact or fiction works?
yes, I do.
Okay. Just make a statement, fact or
Consistent,
fiction if you
consistent
agree.
listener. What a legend.
Yeah,
I am.
exactly. All right, so the first one I have is this season, Mustang 6076 will take the lead for most HRL wins amongst active Truck Series drivers. And just for a little background, as it stands right now, the most wins amongst active Truck Series drivers is Jack Bauer with 14, and Mustang has 13. So basically, it's do you think that he will get two more wins than Jack Bauer this season? Fact or fiction?
Who
I'm gonna
who's
go.
going first? Oh,
I'm gonna go with
sorry.
fiction here. I'm gonna insert myself in, as Jack would say. I'm gonna insert myself in and say Mustang will not take the lead for the most HRL active truck drivers. I believe he will not even tie for that lead this season. That's my fact or fiction statement.
You said you think he'll tie him.
I don't think he will tie. I think he will still remain
Okay.
one win behind.
Okay. So even if you're saying even if Mustang wins one, Jack will win one too, and kind of even it out, then
Yep.
keep it. Okay. All right. Tunda.
I agree with Scarecrow there. I'm going to go fiction. But that's not to say I don't think Mustang's going to get a win. I think both of them are going to get a couple steps closer to Buckshot and Nick there in third place all time.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you kind of both you saying the same thing so far. You think they'll both kind of just
Yeah.
level,
I
stay
think they're
level
both
with
going
each
to
other.
snag two.
Yeah, exactly. Shockz, what about you? These are two of your drivers.
Yeah, this is bad team chemistry, man. I'm not a fan of being asked this question, but I um I am gonna go fiction because I think they are going to be tied at the end of the season. So I don't think Mustang overtakes
So you think
Jack.
Mustang gets one more than Jack,
Yeah,
basically?
I think they end the
Okay.
season tied, is my guess. That's my statement. So technically, I guess I'm fiction.
DJ, I know you have a little bit less familiarity with these guys, but do you have a thought on this?
Um, I was also gonna say fiction, um, but I'll say fact actually. I'll go the opposite. I say he gets more wins than Jack and becomes the winningest active driver, I guess, in the Truck Series. I'm just
Okay,
gonna be
so
the
he has to
opposite.
get two more. He has to get two more than Jack. One more than Jack won't do it. He has to get two. You're
I
saying
say,
fact.
I say he does it.
Um, well, if you didn't, I was going to say fact, so I will stick with my guns. I'm going to say fact as well. And I just think that Mustang kind of has a chip on his shoulder this year. Him and Jack both are kind of in the same boat as far as like they struggled in Cup last year, decided to drop down to trucks to kind of find their groove. But I don't know. I think Mustang just has a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder, whereas Jack is just kind of like, oh, I'll just drop out into a series where I'll be a little bit more competitive. Whereas like Mustang wants to win and wants to win badly, and and he was the number one pick in the draft for a reason, right? I mean, it could have been Jack, it could have been a number of guys, and it was Mustang, and I think the thought process behind that was because he was going to get a few wins this year, and maybe Jack will get one too. But if that's the case, then I'll say if Jack gets one, Mustang gets three, and he does actually take him over. So I'll go ahead and I'll mark that down in a second. Record our answers there, but I'll go ahead and move on to the second topic while I'm doing
Actually,
that.
I'd like to add on to your answer there to
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
your fact or fiction and why I disagree with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
After the last couple races in the Truck Series and with those guys settling in, Jack seems like he's just picking up where he left off. In Mustang, almost seems like he's trying too hard or he doesn't quite have it under him yet. And Jack's beat him twice so far. Tonight he beat
That
him
is
by a
a
lap.
that is a fair point. I mean, I haven't gone back and really broken down the truck races or watched them like I did frequently last year. I've just had a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, if Jack's like outrunning him early, then it's probably not good for my take, unless Mustang starts to figure something out. But yeah, so the second fact or fiction question that I have here is going to be um, with the removal of the win and your end rule, Because last year, last year we didn't have we just had a season long standings, but in previous years when we've had chases or playoff formats, we've always had the win and you're in. So with the removal of the win and you're in rule, we will see at least one driver win a race, but that does not make the chase on points. Fact or fiction? Shockz, you wanna go?
Fact. In both divisions.
Not only fact in both divisions.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think both divisions see a winner that does not make the chase in both, and I feel confident in that answer. I'd double down on it if we were gambling here.
Now I do want to preface the on points thing, not because they win a race but they don't end up meeting the attendance requirement. It has to be just flat out on points. They didn't.
Well, I'm gonna stick to my answer despite your asterisk you just put on the question. I'm gonna stick down on it and say that both have a winner that does not make the chase based on solely points.
Okay, all right, Scarecrow.
Okay. I'm gonna go fiction. I think you see somebody get a lucky win here or there, but fail to make that top 12 cut line. So I'll go fiction.
So it sounds like you're saying fact then, right?
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
saying-
you're right. You're right. Yeah, fact.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're saying somebody's gonna win a race that does not make the chase on points.
Correct. Yep. Fact.
Okay, Tunda.
I agree with them, so I guess that makes it fact. I think someone's going to win somewhere that they're really good, but their performance other places isn't going to back it up.
DJ.
I will also say fact. I think there's.
Man, I suck at this. Coming up with
I-
these.
I
do
guess I
think-
need to go back to ripping these up.
I do think there'll be someone who either wins like a strategy race, they save enough fuel and win that way, or a road course. You do have some road course ringers in here who may not be as good on some of the ovals, who could come out and win a race, and they might not have enough points on the other tracks.
Yeah,
Great point.
I did think about that specifically whenever I was trying to come up with my answer for this. I was like, could there just be like a road course ringer who comes in and steals a win but doesn't make the playoffs? And my answer to it ended up being no, because I know me and Shockz at least talked about this in the off season. A lot of the best road course drivers in here are the guys that are just good on all the tracks. Like, you see Shockz up there, you see Cone, like those guys are elite on road courses. I mean, so it's not as if like the guys who are normally good on the ovals won't show up at the road courses as well. And for that reason, I landed on fiction. I'll be the only one saying fiction. I think that the top 12 guys will just gobble up all the wins, to be honest with you. There's so many fast guys in the top 12. I think the guys that are on that fringe area are just going to struggle to get a win. I mean, not to say it can't happen. I mean, we go to another
We
super
still got
speedway.
Daytona coming.
Yeah, exactly. We go to another super speedway. There's a lot of places where it could happen, but I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
I think
fiction.
I think Echo Park could be a race where you see someone surprising coming, because it's such a weird track to race in this game.
It's very true.
I'm gonna
no-
add to that fact actually, and I'm gonna give myself the shot at Daytona. I think I already picked myself in the eliminator, but I think I'm gonna be the one to spoil that.
Yeah, but you picked yourself to make the chase though, so you wouldn't qualify.
Oh,
Well,
he
that
debunked his
shows you how
own
my day
theory.
shows you
So
how
you
Kansas
wouldn't
went
qualify
for
as
me.
somebody who wins but didn't make it on points. So that's
That's yeah.
okay.
Till
I have
goes-
a
Oh,
I have
So,
a fact
uh,
fiction. Nilla.
But I remember, if I correctly, you were the one of the guys I had just on the outside looking in. So if I'm right,
Yeah, that's
then it
after
would-
Kansas. I think it's either going to go like that or worse, but things could improve.
Okay.
Nilla,
All right,
I have
so,
a fact or fiction.
You got one? Go ahead.
All right, fact or fiction. The former Cup Series drivers that are now in the Truck Series will collect 3 wins total as a group. Fact or fiction.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking Jack,
Old guy,
Mustang,
Mustang,
old guy,
up top
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah,
up top
Ryan
Ryan.
Hurricane and up top.
So
C.
those
Now,
5 will collect 3
now,
wins total.
now, other than the fact that Tunda just kind of told me that Jack's been running better than Mustang through 2 races, I don't know how the other guys have necessarily been doing. So Tunda, you want to kind of start
Jack
here?
Jack's been the cream of that crop so far. I think it's a fact, and I think they're gonna total at 4 with 2 for Jack and 2 after Mustang figures it out. Maybe we hit somewhere that maybe we hit Texas and it shakes it back into him. He's winning Texas.
That's Jack, you're saying?
Shoot your shot.
Or Mustang? Which one were you saying is winning
Mustang.
Texas? Mustang. Okay. Okay. All right.
Check
So
with it.
since I've been
Okay, sorry,
going
sorry.
since I've been going last on the previous two, I'll get it started here. I well Tunda said fact they're gonna get more than 3. He said 4. I will also say fact. Um, I find it hard to believe that Jack won't win a race. I find it hard to believe that Mustang won't win a race. And then even if one of the other 3 guys, the other 3 Cup guys that drop down, don't win a race, there's still a chance that Jack or Mustang could win 2. And I could see that happen easily. So I will say fact that they get at least 3 wins. Shockz?
Sorry, I didn't know I was clicked. I was watching the Hornets win the game winner against the Heat. Sorry. I am gonna go fact, and I think they win 5 races this year. I think Jack snags 2. I could see Mustang easily snagging 2. I think Old Guy and Ryan are gonna have some great battles on the road courses, and I think they'll easily sneak one out between the 2 of them. Wouldn't be shocked if Old Guy won an oval race either. Um, and then I was thinking too, I know we wrote down the answers from some of the old facts or fictions. Should we go over those results maybe a little later too, or should we just leave that as kind of what it was to our own selves? I don't know. Up to you, Nilla.
You
No,
bring
we
him up
can.
later in the season at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Some for
So
very long
for
term.
this one so far that Scarecrow posed to us, that's me, Shockz, and Tunda all saying fact. What about you, DJ?
I'll say fact. I think they do
Huh?
win 3 or more. I do think with how the season, I guess, looks right now, I think it will take some of them, the other, besides Jack, I think the other 4 will probably take some more time to get used to a truck and how the truck drives. But I think near the end of the season, you probably do see them have. I think Ryan probably wins one of the road courses. Jack probably wins 2. Mustang can win 2. I think Old Guy and Up Top can easily win a race that tracks they're good at. So I think those might be near the end of the season after they get used to how the truck drives. But I think they do get 3 or more wins.
So it sounds like Scarecrow's not doing a much better job than me at getting these controversial fact or fiction questions, because we all said fact. What about you, Scarecrow? What do you say?
I'm going complete fiction on this one, guys.
Okay.
I think everyone in here is way overestimating these guys and underestimating the truck series guys. Uh, I think there's a lot of fast truck drivers in there. I think 15 of them could win every single week. So I'm going to go fiction on this. I say they don't even reach 3. I don't even think they barely get 2. And I believe Jack gets one
Wow.
of those.
Wow.
That's my
So you're
fiction
so you're
statement.
saying the truck guys from last season just pretty much completely dominate, and they're not even worried about these Cup guys dropping down. Then
I think so. I think you've seen some of that tonight.
yeah, Mudflap won tonight. Yeah.
Well, let me check the results from last night. I think there was only one the drop downs in the top 10. Yeah.
After Talladega.
Only Jack finished in the top 10 tonight out of those guys that came down.
Okay. Well, the only fact or fiction that was like a single season question last week. The other 2 were kind of season long. We won't know till the end of the season if it was true or not. But there was one that was there's going to be a green white checker at Kansas in either series. We said fact or fiction, and we all said fact.
Hmm.
And I don't believe there was one in either series.
We didn't have a caution the whole third stage.
Yeah, so all five of us were so sure that there would be at least one green white checker this week, and there was not one. That shows what we know, huh?
We're all fired. Nice knowing you.
I thought for
there
sure
was a close one.
there's a few wrecks probably, it sounds like in both races in the third stage, but they just didn't get the caution.
I believe we had one with what, eight to
One-
go?
We
or-
had one with
We-
8 to go, and I was
We had a couple
convinced
decent
we
size,
were
like
gonna get
3-4
it.
car wrecks go through
we
the
didn't.
grass. With
was-
inside 5 to go, we had two trucks parked at the start finish line. Like that's where they landed after they slid after they were wrecking and nothing.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up Fact or Fiction. Let's move on to the HRL mailbox segment. I did receive two entries this week. I don't know if you guys did or not. I'll go over the two that I got first. The first one comes from Uncle Alex, truck driver. He asks, which driver in each series is most likely to pick up their first career win this season and where? You want to start, DJ?
Who I think is most likely to win? Does that mean
Which driver in each series is most likely to pick up their first career win this season and where?
including rookies? I
That's a
guess.
good one.
Yeah.
Very good question.
A lot of winners in the Cup Series.
I think-
But a lot of these new guys are going to need their first win.
Give me 1 second. I think Blue Star at
Blue
Gateway.
Star? Blue Star at Gateway. Okay.
He was
That's a good
And
one. I
then-
believe he did well in that race on Monday nights at that track.
yes,
pretty
I
sure.
think he did.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it's
Um,
early in the season, so that's why I picked him. And then the trucks. I don't even know who doesn't have a win down there.
Let's see if I pull up the truck standings here. Just kind of give you some guys who I know haven't won a race, I believe. I believe Twinkle Toes has yet to pick up his first win. Uncle Alex. Has Dirty Fox won? I don't think Dirty Fox.
Not to my knowledge.
He was actually going to be one of my picks.
Yeah, Dirty Fox has not won.
He's been sniffing it.
Up Top, Red Rules, Dash Dizzy did win, I believe, last year. Ryan Hurricane, Rabid Rabbit.
Old guy.
Up top.
I
Old
think
guy doesn't have a win in HRL?
He's been in the Cup the whole time.
Oh wow! But he doesn't have a cup win.
Nope.
Wow, that's a good
Wow.
one actually.
I got
That's
the
a good
all-time
one.
up right now.
I think I'll go with Martinsville. There's something about Martinsville and the way Martinsville is chaotic that I think you could see someone get their first win. And I'll go with I'll say old guy, I guess. Wins at Martinsville.
Is it because he's
That'll be his
old?
first.
All right, so DJ, I'm just marking it down here.
Yeah.
DJ's gonna go with Blue Star at Gateway, and Old Guy at
Martinsville.
Martinsville.
I'm
All right,
ready.
what say you, Crow?
All right, I got some special picks, mainly because they rock a bunch of ones on their car because they're going to win one time. I have our friend NLS Network. He had a little trouble with it tonight, but I think he finds his way into victory lane for the first time. And
Where?
you got me.
That's the tough part, right? That's the tough part.
If
You
I
could-
had
you
to
could,
say where, I would say Indianapolis.
Okay.
And then for the truck series, I got to talk to him earlier today. We had a little practice, but my buddy Midnight, he drives that 11 truck. I think he wins. I think he's going to win at IRP. He talked to me earlier. He said he really likes the short tracks where he can get into a good rhythm. And kind of driving with the throttle pedal. So I'll go with my buddy Midnight.
All right.
He's improved a lot the last couple seasons.
I guess I will go next. I'm gonna say on the cup side, man, I think I know where it's gonna happen. There's just so many guys that could be the winner of this race. I think it's gonna happen at Echo Park in 2 weeks, but I'm torn between a few guys. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Tyreek gets it done at Echo Park.
Can y'all just stop stealing my answers? That's 3 answers I've had that all of y'all chosen.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tyreek gets it done at Echo Park in a couple weeks. I was kind of torn between him and Spartan, maybe a couple guys like that could do it, especially Atlanta, Echo Park being a race where a lot of guys could win. And then I'm gonna say the other one comes also at IRP, but not Midnight Special. I'm gonna say it's old guy, old guy at yeah at IRP. If he doesn't win it that week, I think he'd win it the next week at Lime Rock. One of those two.
He's
I got
gonna
old
be
guy.
dangerous at Lime Rock.
Yeah, you
He's
know
gonna
what?
be
I'm
the
gonna
one to
change
beat
it.
for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Tyreek at Echo Park and old guy at Lime Rock. That's gonna be me. Uh, Want to go ahead, Shockz?
Yeah, it's very interesting that we have gathered here on this special evening and invited such a special guest on this podcast that none of y'all chose him. The disrespect is absolutely unacceptable, and I've about had it up to here. If you can see my hands right now, they're above my head. I've got
This guy.
DJ winning at
Well,
Echo
now I
Park
can't pick him.
because a bunch of you tomfoolery hooligans are sleeping on my boy, and he's sitting here listening to all y'all, all the haters. So DJ's gonna get her done at Echo Park.
I didn't
Best
even
believe it.
I didn't even pick myself. I
Well,
didn't have faith in myself to
you didn't
win.
need
Honestly,
to because
honestly,
you
when
have me.
he when
You have
when
me.
when I realized he was gonna pick you, I thought he was gonna say Texas. I'm surprised he said I'm surprised he said Echo Park.
Have no fear. I believe he is on a great team with a good group of guys that can help get the job done at a place like that. Texas would make sense, but I don't think we need to wait that long into the season for DJ to let his wings soar.
Okay.
This definitely was not all for me stalling and trying to figure out the truck side because I have been really torn on that for the last little bit here. Old guy
I mean, if
really
you
was
pick
my.
mine, I'm still picking him.
I wanted to go different, but man, I'm bought in on the old guy. On the old guy hype, and I'm gonna live with that. I'm gonna continue to make that my pick. Now the track that he wins at, y'all
I'm
are
surprised
going
you're taking
there.
him over Dirty Fox.
You guys are all going deeper in the season than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know why we're going so deep into the season because my boy old guy has got well, I'll let you know in a second when I've decided.
Well, for me,
He-
it's because I think he could win on a track earlier, but I feel more confident that he's gonna pick up a road course win. That's
No,
why.
I'm more confident as well, but I think he gets it done at I don't know why. I don't know why this is I'm not gonna pick it. I can't do that. It's bad team chemistry. I'm gonna say North Wilkesboro. I'm gonna live on that hill. Short track, get a little loose on the edges, fits kind of similar to a road course style with the throttle control. I think that works in old guy's favor.
I've had a before we get to Tunda's pick here, I've completely forgot about something that's gonna make me change my truck pick from old guy. I'm actually gonna stay at Lime Rock, but I'm gonna take Ryan H. Actually, just to give him some love. We had a couple other guys pick old guy. DJ picked old guy at Martinsville. You're picking old guy at North Wilkesboro. I think you cannot overlook Ryan H's road course prowess, and I'm gonna actually make a little audible here and throw in Ryan H for my guy on the truck side who's picking up his first win this season, and it'll be at Lime Rock. Tunda, what do you got?
See, I think both of mine are going to get their first wins next week, and I think it's going to be Dirty Fox an LXTX.
LXTX at
When
Dover.
he asked where I thought he was going to get his win last week and put me on the spot, I said
That's
Dover,
right.
and I'm sticking with it.
That's
LXTX for
right.
Dover.
And you're going
And
Dirty
then
Fox at
Dirty's going to snag it next week at Wilkesboro. He was ready to go this week, but some things happened in the race, traffic, this and that. He's going to get him one. It's going to be at Wilkesboro. Or I'm sorry, Rockingham.
So you have both of those wins coming next week.
I do.
And then I have one coming soon at Echo Park. Shockz has one coming soon at Echo Park. And some others coming along later in the way or later in the season. Great question, Uncle Alex. If you're listening, that made me think a little bit. There's a lot of different ways people could have answered that. I think we had a good little mix there. Now my second question, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This question came from my fiance. She watches the podcast. Or the post race show. She watches the races usually. She keeps up with it. She likes to be involved. I never reward her by winning a race, so I'm a loser to her. But she asks, do we think the wives or girlfriends of the HRL drivers would enjoy having a separate Discord to hang out?
I think so. I actually just stumbled across, thanks to the YouTube algorithm, the F125 game has like separate women's only leagues, and it's like really helping them know what we're doing. You know what I mean? When we go away from them for a couple hours every Tuesdays, and I think they got at least 24 things in common. That's how many trucks we had on track tonight.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where she's going with it. She's not much of a racer herself. I just think she wants some camaraderie from maybe some of the other girlfriends and see what they think about their guys and their racing and their Tuesday nights and stuff. I don't know exactly where she's going with it, but I told her that I would accept the question and put it on air. What do you say, Shockz?
I say, I don't know. I think there could definitely be some traction, depending on the female, of course. I don't think my fiance would be very interested at all, to be honest. I think the only way she gets engaged in it if somebody was talking trash about me, I think that's the only way she'd get,
Right. But
kind
what
of
your
Nilla's
back?
interested.
She's got
fiance
your
got
back?
her more interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That
possible.
might be what she's getting at.
Every time racing's on IRL anyway, she's taking a nap, so it's not the racing she'll be bought in for, that's for sure. I don't know. I mean, she could, but I think there'd be some traction to it. Maybe by
So
a few.
if
Wouldn't be surprising.
So if you had a run in a race with, let's just throw a name out there out of the blue, Twinkie. I don't know. It's just the first name I popped up in my head. And both of y'all's, you guys kind of were going back and forth in the Discord. Not that you're known to do that, but and that was relayed to the girlfriends. You think there'd be some girlfriend beef on the other side? Like,
There might be a
your
word.
man wrecked my man. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there could be a word said here or there. You never know. Some girls might be a little more feisty than others. Some
Man.
might say it's not that deep. Some might say it is that deep.
Who's
You
the
know,
wife
just-
of the NASCAR driver who's always chirping in and stuff? I can't think of it right
You talking about
now. Is it Suarez's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She gets a
I
little
mean,
scrappy on the
makes
front lines.
sense.
There's a
but,
couple of them. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
All right, so
absolutely.
I got Tunda, yes. Shockz, no. What do you say, Scarecrow?
I say take it on the track first, and then they can beef it out in the Discord after.
Okay. So not only would the guys be something on the track, let's just go ahead and do the same for the women. Let's just see what you got, huh?
Midnight Special says you were thinking of Delana Harvick.
Delana Harvick, yeah, she's another good name who likes to mix it up with the media and other outlets. So was that a? I'll say that was a yes for you, Scarecrow.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. DJ, what say you?
I'm single, so I ain't got no say in any of this.
Dang.
I have no
Dang.
say in this.
All right, so I'm gonna put DJ on the single. I got yes answers, no answers, and then I got DJ single. Okay.
He's just NA on
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
I'm NA.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. I mean, I don't know how many of them there would be. I don't know. I don't even know how many of our drivers are single or not. But I think the ones that have girlfriends. I mean, if a couple of them or a few of them are anything like mine, and they're kind of like invested in how I do and supportive of what I do, I could see them like having some good dialogue in like another channel or
I
another
like
Discord or something.
Even at the very least, this is what we do on Tuesdays. They can have
Yeah,
fun
I
on
mean,
Tuesdays. You
and
know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, Joe barely knows how to work Discord. How do we expect his other half to even figure out this app? She probably could figure out better than
Well,
Joe
who do
could.
you think set up his wheel?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Someone had to put his rig together and plug in the TVs and everything. I mean, that's completely valid. So that's a great point. Great point.
All
I
right.
have
Well,
two mailbag questions, Nilla, if you
oh,
would
you do?
take them.
Go. Yep.
All right, this one's from Jack. He says, "Tell us about 12th to 16th in the Cup standing. Can the veterans Twinkie and Typhon make the chase? Typhon was the toilet bowl runner-up last season, and also another question from Jack towards Tunda. Where's Pokey?
Pokey is. I'm actually digging through my Discord to see the last thing he told me.
While you're doing that, I will say as far as the guys, I think what'd you say, Twinkie, Typhon, that kind of 12 to 16th range.
Yeah,
I
you can
I
throw me in
think
there.
Scarecrow, yeah. I think it's gonna be tough for like some of those HRL veterans to sneak into the chase. And, I think when I did my picks, I even said Shadow was gonna just barely miss out. So if Shadow's not gonna make it, I mean, I have respect for Shadow's speed. So um, if I'm gonna say that he's not gonna make it, I'm gonna lean towards those other guys. They're gonna have a tough time getting in, but we'll see. I mean, they're veterans of the league. They got a lot of experience. Maybe a few of them do sneak in there.
So I got an update. At last check-in, Pokey, our boy, had graduated to racing carts, and he was looking for sponsors. So if you guys are in the market, hit up your boy.
HRL
He's still
entry
in the
sponsor
Discord.
machine.
Hey, that's the way. He knows the way in the 35. He's sitting in the top 10 in all-time wins, with 12, I believe, and he got 11 of them all in one season back in, I think, season 5. But he might be coming back around here in the next couple seasons. Who knows? He's gonna sound
That's
different.
that's like one of those rare like surprising stats. Like
His
a
power
guy
has
has
kicked
12
in,
career wins and all 11
goddamn.
came in the same season. Like that's something. You don't see that very often. Um, was that all the mailbox you had there, Scarecrow? Before we move on.
And that's it for me.
All right, so that's gonna cover HRL mailbox for the week. As always, if you guys have any questions throughout the week or during the show, that you want to submit, we always like to answer them and cover them for you. It's always good on both sides. Now we're gonna kind of move on to Dover. We've kind of previewed it a little bit with some picks from that mailbag question. We had Tunda having 2 first-time winners coming through next week at Dover.
Not
Um,
necessarily my eliminator picks.
not necessarily. That's true. That's true. It's a completely different game. Um, so what we're gonna do is we kind of discussed it through the week. We're gonna kind of skip the favorites and sleepers segment. I think it's just it's too many picks. Just too many picks going on. Everybody picking a sleeper, a favorite, and an elimination pick. I know Seabass got like confused with it last week, trying to figure out which one was which. So we're just gonna stick to the elimination. But if any of you guys do want to like say like, okay, but also I have like this one to watch as well, like feel free to do that or something like that. But we're not gonna do the whole favorite sleeper thing. A lot of them end up being repeated anyway. Like if my favorite or my sleeper is also my elimination pick. So I will start. I am struggling so far, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I was in last place after Talladega, and then my
Mm,
pick tonight, Tata, also struggled,
mm,
and Brad K, I believe I heard you say ninth was where he ended up. So
mm.
also not the best night for him either. I'm assuming I will still be in last place. So to try and get on the board here, I will. I'll go with Stein in Cup at Dover. It's my elimination pick. He won there in his debut race last week or last season. I'm sorry. Uh, Now this did not work out for me this week with Tata because he won Kansas last week and did not win this week. So, but I'm going back to the mill, trying it again. And then trucks, I'm gonna take Chase the TD. I've been hesitant to pick him first couple weeks because I wanted to see if he was gonna be there on attendance. He was kind of shaky on last season, but he's been there the first 2 weeks, and I did notice that he finished second, I believe, at Rockingham last season. So I will take him to get it done this week. If you guys want, when we go around the room, you can, before you announce your picks, just kind of do like what I just did and kind of recap how your guys did this week as well. So whoever wants to go next.
It's easy for you to say. I forgot who I picked.
Yeah, I was
Well,
going to check real quick
should
too.
be in there. It should be under the
All right,
have-
fantasy elimination tab.
Go ahead,
I'll go next. All right, so for my Cup Series pick this week, I'll go with Nilla for Dover.
Stop it. Stop.
Um, he had a pretty good run this week. He finished seventh. I think he just trying to rebound and kind of get in the groove of the season. So I think you see him turn out some solid points for me next week. And then for the Truck Series, I'm going to go with the veteran Seabake. He had a top five finish this week. Um, I think he's kind of getting back into form from last season, and I think he has another pretty good points day next week. So those are my two picks, Nilla and Seabake.
And how'd your guys do this week, Crow? You know?
My two guys last week were Bryn and Jack, I believe.
I think you did pretty good. I think Brendan got 10th, if I remember, and Jack was top 5. So
Yeah, I believe Jack got fourth, and Bryn maybe got a ninth or 10th, something like that. So, yeah, it's two pretty solid picks for me. Hopefully, I could jump up into second place there behind Tunda.
how'd you do this week, Shockz?
I did fairly okay. I also had Tata. Tata had good stage points, I think, if I remember, at least in one of the stages. Finish, I do not believe he got what he wanted. Unfortunately, I know he made his way back up there and then ended up getting turned again. So that stinks, but I think I got a heck of a lot of good value out of Dirty Fox this week. I think he was the top 5, maybe P3, I think, Tunda, I believe.
Who?
So,
Dirty?
yeah.
Yeah, P3.
Yeah, so really good value out of Dirty this week. Shout out to him. So not too bad. Not great on one side, but great on the other side. So we'll see how it plays out. And now I gotta tell you my current picks. So
Yep.
my picks this week are going to be Cup. I'm gonna use a strong contender here, and you better not let me down. Or I'm gonna go with Cone. It's been one of his better tracks on this game from what I've seen. I know last year him and Stein battled it out for the win, so I'm expecting nothing short of that this
Yeah, I
next
think
week
Cone
as
ran
well.
out of gas in that race. Is what
Yeah,
happened.
something like that. And then I listen. I think with this truck pick, this guy was the champion last season for a reason. He won this week, and I think he's going to pick up right where he left off at Rockingham. He told me he was going to win. He said it with complete 100% confidence. No, he did not actually say that. I'm putting words in his mouth, but I thought it'd be fun. But I think he's going to go to Rockingham and put on another show, and he's going to get a win for me because he loves me.
You said Mudflap?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Mudflap.
Aye.
So I had Stein and Chase. Shockz had Cone and Mudflap. I'm just writing them down. Who did you have, Scarecrow? Remind me.
I had Nilla and Seabake.
Okay, and then go ahead, Tunda.
So this week for Kansas, I had Ford Farm and Chase. How'd Ford Farm do in the Cup race?
I don't think I saw Ford Farm. Was he in the
That's
race?
not good. You see, I won Daytona in this pick'em here, right?
He
I lapped the
let's he
field at Daytona, and I had the exact opposite week here because on the truck side, I'm actually the only one of my trucks that finished. We had some Roush engine problems. They're bad fast in qualifying. I had probably 15th place speed, and I qualified P6. But then the 13 and 98 lost them, so or the 99, excuse me. They popped on them in stage 2 and then 3, and that it's not a good look for Ford. We're going to be looking in on that. But this week, I'm going to go with Dirty
So you
Fox.
had Ford and yourself this week? Is that what it
I
was?
had Ford Farm and Chase.
Okay, and Chase. What happened with Chase?
He blew an engine.
Oh, okay. And Ford.
Stage
I don't
3.
want to misspeak. Was Ford
he
Farm? Was he there or was he
I
not?
he
saw a
he,
clip
he
of
indeed
Ford
was
Farm.
there.
He
He
was
stayed
there.
out on old tires and I think got ran over like pretty
He
abusively.
was
Um,
he was involved in a
Dang.
1 134
133
how he panned
wreck.
out at the end, but don't think it was fantastic
Okay, I
for
didn't
the
want to
guy.
get that wrong because I didn't see him, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if he could have been there. So,
Yeah.
And this
all
week
right.
for Rockingham, as I said before, I'm going to pick Dirty Fox.
Huh?
But on the Cup side, I'm not going to pick LX for my eliminator pick, although I do think he's going to win. But I think I'm going to get more points out of a guy that is guaranteed to miss qualifying, and we haven't really said his name at all, except for when Jack asked about him. I think Typhon is going to give me the most points on the Cup race at Dover.
So we're going Typhon and Dirty Fox.
I have an update on Ford.
Okay.
He finished 12th.
Oh, that's not bad at all, actually.
It's not bad at all. I thought it was worse than that. Not gonna lie. Let's stop hating on a man who finished 12th.
That is actually not too bad, not too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, who are your picks for Dover?
So I had to think about the Dover pick and the truck pick. But I think for the Dover pick, I am going to go with Stein. It was between him and Cobra, because Cobra also did pretty well at Dover. But I'm going to go with Stein at Dover.
And I don't believe Stein's been taken by a guest, right? I
No, he
think
has
that's
not.
okay.
You're the one tracking.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say if anybody knows, it's you.
All
And
right.
then for the trucks, because I've not had a good season this year, I need to glaze the team owner. I'm going to go with Dirk Rockingham.
Wow, get the glaze out. I just had a donut.
Yeah.
I should have had extra glaze on it just for that
Yep.
answer.
I'm gonna glaze my team owner to make him forget that I've had not a good season so far, and I'm gonna pick him for Rockingham.
Okay. Not bad picks at all. I mean, you had the same thought process I had with Stein. He won there last
He
year,
didn't.
and then
He didn't get any stage points last year though. That is the only thing. Because when
Mm.
I went
yeah,
and
but
looked, he didn't get a single stage point, but he did win the race.
one thing that makes me lean towards Stein at Dover is
One
not
of his
only
favorite
did he have
tracks.
It is his
not
favorite
not
track.
not only did he have pretty good speed there, but Dover's one of those tracks where it always seems to somehow come down to some sort of fuel mileage or tire conservation situation, and he's usually pretty good with strategy. So
I went with it. He said it was one of his favorite tracks, so I think I remember that at some point. He said he liked Dover, so
I
I
did
think
not
he
know
gets
that,
stage
but it makes me
points.
confident.
And he,
All right, so I had Stein and Chase. Shockz has Linecone and Mudflap. Scarecrow picked myself and Seabake. Tunda has Typhon and Dirty Fox. And I have Stein, or no, DJ has Stein and Dirk. Um, I think that about wraps up everything that I had on my list here. Anything else you guys want to get in there before we go?
I have a late
Mm-hmm.
mailbox entry.
Let's do it.
All right, so this one is from Midnight. He's asking us as a group, not necessarily DJ, but kind of as the admins, since all of us we've all had a large involvement over the years as admins here in the HRL. He wants to know, where do we all stand on our current status, and where do we see the league's future going? And is this what we envisioned starting out upon the creation of the HRL? He kind of wants kind of a, what do you think? How we have developed from the beginning, and if you saw, like tonight we had over 50 car drivers racing. Uh, could you kind of see this starting from when we started with only a handful of guys?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, you're asking the right crowd too. I mean, me, Scarecrow, and Shockz are have been here since
Oh,
day one
geez.
creation of this
And
thing.
Tunda, don't leave Tunda out.
Tunda's
I
been
came
here.
in a bit late. I was the new kid once too.
He's been here a long time though as well. But I mean,
Season before.
I literally remember writing the rule book for HRL season one. Um, Back when we were running multiple truck divisions, and that was all we had: Division A, Division B trucks. Um, and, we were running with 10 to 12 car fields. It was fun, but if you told me back then, whatever that was, 6 years ago, 13 seasons ago, um, that this is where we'd be now, that even HRO would still be going, I probably would have said fiction. I would have said no.
Mm.
Um, so just to see how we've grown, um, even like when I stepped away for a couple years and kind of retired from racing, I kept with it in Discord and kind of kept up with it. And I was so happy that whenever I decided to come back into racing, you guys had just held it down for me, and everything was like running, like as just as smoothly as when I left, if not better, with more numbers and more people and stuff. I think it's a credit to all the admins of the past, all the leadership by those guys and Scarecrow and anyone who's helped out and make HRL what it is. And I tell people all the time, like I'm super proud to call HRL my home league.
Yeah,
Shockz,
I
you've been
came
here
in
from the
through.
beginning.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, I'll go. Um,
OG,
I've
OG, OG.
I've always this is always gonna be my home, in my heart. I've been very appreciative of what HRL, when it started. I was just telling, I don't know who I was telling, but I was literally talking maybe last week or 2 weeks ago about where HRL came from, how me, Crow, and Nilla, how we were in the league that I think ran on Saturdays. The guy was a big F1 fan who never came to the races, and we just goofed off, and eventually we pulled like half the crew and made our own thing. Um, but this has always been my home. I know I've kind of been in and out of times with schedule, and even kind of went and did my iRacing thing for a little bit. But when I was comparing the two and thinking about going full time in one or the other, I knew I could never leave HRO behind without being a part of it. I I am happy with the growth that we've had. Heat 5 was tough with us being on the game for half of a decade. But, I think this league is nothing more than deserving to have 3 series, and I think it's something that we're working towards, and I think the only way that that is possible is to have great drivers in the league, but also have the people running it that have nothing but love for the league and want to see nothing but growth from it. So, overall, I'm happy with where we are, and I know the best is yet to come.
I mean, just for reference, looking at the all-time starts list here, I think we're up over 150 drivers now who have made a start in HRL. Um, that sounds pretty incredible. Like that's a lot of guys who have come through and contributed and spent some time here and made it what it is. Um, but
Don't forget 71 different feature winners here.
71 different
Yeah.
winners as well. Yes. But sorry, I kind of cut you off there, Tunda. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I came in season 4, and it was such a swell from season 3 that you guys had a rookie showcase, so you could get everybody sorted, and it kind of looked like our testing from this season, one division, and I think we did trucks, and then after that we had the first draft, and we had the first race that season, I think had 22 cars apiece. And then we grew and contracted a little bit by then, but we've had a few seasons where we ended with like 8, 9 cars in a division. I remember one of the last seasons on Heat, was before we went to a single division. It was because by the end of the year, this is when Xfinity would run Tuesday and Cup on Wednesday, and then the Xfinity winner would run Cup. You guys had to like fill the field with the B division, and then because the attrition was so much. But the first season on this game, that didn't happen at all. We stayed above 20 on both sides to the point where we did start talking about having a third division, which like I'd love to see, but I need to see a repeat of this season, not like a season 5 that had attrition so heavy we had to condense down. But having the multiple divisions gives more people to race against, more reason to stay, more reason to show up next week, because there's always going to be a race within a race, and when there's that middle division of people, where you'll take out the chunk of the people maybe that were dominating the B division races, and people that couldn't quite hang in the A division races, but if you moved them, it's not really going to help anybody. If you put them all against each other, there's an actual middle, and we can really get going. But we got to keep the numbers up to get that. But I think we have a good shot.
Yeah, like I said, I just remember me, Shockz, and Crow kind of. I had just got back. I had just kind of got into online racing. I think it was Heat 4 that it was like during COVID or something. I started
The old
racing a little bit.
trio, me, you, and
Yeah,
SG, JMFP.
yeah. And it was like it started as like I think I met Shockz and like SG in like an online lobby, and then we just started racing together a little bit more. This was back when Shockz was still in high school. I mean, we uh we just we just like we enjoyed racing together, but we wanted to find a league. We wanted to like get into a league. I had never been into a league before. We all joined the one that he spoke of. We joined Fast Family was one that we joined in the beginning and raced together. And then eventually we were just kind of like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could just like do our own thing? And we were just a couple guys thinking that we could do it, and just without any experience, we're like, yeah, we could do this. And it's crazy that this is what has become, along with obviously Scarecrow being a huge part along the way, and others, Jack and Seabass and Mags and many other guys. But yeah, it's incredible that this is where we are from where we started 6 years ago.
You know, I
Anybody
haven't
else
been
got
here.
anything?
I haven't only been here for like one season, so I haven't been here for very long. But I will say, it's hard keeping a league alive for that long, like for several years, because I've seen leagues die out in like a year or two. And I think it's the fact that there's such a core base to HRL, and the fact that everyone is friends. Like, there's other leagues where they're always fighting and arguing with each other. You don't get that a lot in HRL. Everyone seems to, like each other and be friends. And that really builds a nice foundation to keep a league going for several years and over several games. That is the one thing I do like about HRL, is that it's more of like a community based rather than like just a league. We're all here to have fun, and we all genuinely like each other and don't have much issues with each other. So it is. I've only been here for one season, so I don't have much to say, but that is the one thing I do notice.
Yeah, I agree with that. We saw it last
Mhm.
week with the Mantis Memorial, right? Like he wasn't Mantis wasn't just a guy that we raced with on Tuesday nights. He was our friend. We cared about him, and you saw like the outpour of support,
Yeah,
for his brothers when he passed, and
it's
how we always want to remember him and stuff like that.
yeah, it is like a community in HRL, which is different than a lot of other leagues that I've been a part of and have done. This is really like a community. You have people who have been here for the very beginning, which a lot of leagues don't ever have that. You don't have people who were here from the very beginning still pushing on uh 6 years down the road or whatever, 13 seasons later, still pushing to make the league better and everything better.
And like we're
Yes,
allowed to go
sir.
outside now,
Yeah, yeah,
except for on Tuesday nights.
yeah. I'll be
Yeah.
Because like
honest. If
that's
COVID,
really like that's what brought us all together. We were all really looking for a league, and from the different channels, you guys starting it, I came in suffocated cold. One of the OGs, he met me in a public
Mm.
lobby and pulled me into the rookie showcase,
love
and
cold, man.
we've had guys come from Reddit looking for group cup posts, guys that they knew that were already in the league, and just the guys that stay are the reason that
I
we have a chance to even have a season 13 and even
yeah,
14.
I came from Reddit. I remember seeing a Reddit someone talking about HRL, and I was like, well, I'd like to do league racing in NASCAR 25, and that's how I joined, was a league post on Reddit.
And I hear people talk about like all these old NASCAR games, whether it's like I don't even know the names of them, like Road to Thunder or like what were the games before like Heat? Like I don't like
The first one I remember were like the NASCAR Thunder series
yeah.
is the NASCAR Thunder series was 2000 the NASCAR Thunder. I started on 01 with a
Yeah,
PS2.
I literally I've been a NASCAR fan my whole life, but for some reason I never got into the gaming side of it until like I said NASCAR Heat 4, 3 or 4 whatever
That's
it was
nuts.
whenever COVID happened. If COVID never happened and I had all that extra time in my hands and I was just trying to look for something to do for fun, I may not even, this may have not have ever even happened. So just kind of crazy how things work out, but does that wrap it up, guys? Anybody got anything else?
I mean, I did want to hear Crow's answer. I know he asked the question, but like
Oh
he
yeah, go
is
ahead,
the
man. Go
owner.
Crow. Yeah,
I
you are
need to
the
hear
owner. Yeah.
Crow.
Oh, okay, I can answer it a little bit. Yeah, kind of from the beginning, I'll echo a lot of what everybody here has said previously. Um, we kind of splintered off from another league that was kind of falling apart from the top down. Um, we kind of got like a couple of you mentioned. We kind of have our core group of guys. Um, it sucks not being able to race with all of our friends. Some of us are in different divisions. My buddy Tommy. We're all good friends with Tommy. I miss racing with him and Joe and picking on them for being so slow, and then they would wreck me during the race or whatever. It's all good fun. We all kind of like what Shock said tonight. We're all here to have fun, and it's just a game. There is some bragging rights and some things on the line, but at the end of the day, we're all here. We all here just for fun, just to waste a couple of hours every week, um, and just have fun. You know, I feel like when we get into when we get, uh, I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase this. You have a lot of these A-type personalities where everybody wants to win. We all want to win, bottom line. Um, but it's being able to kind of merge the personalities of every single driver we have, um, to kind of merge everybody together and kind of get everybody going, in the right direction. Kind of like you guys mentioned earlier. Every admin here that has participated and helped in kind of steering the ship. Not just me. I do a small part, but like Shockz and Nilla and Tunda said, there's been countless list of guys who've kind of helped steer this ship. We've mentioned a couple of them that are not current admins like Jack and Mags and Seabass and others. Mudflap, I think. But yeah, and Joe. All these guys have
Suffocated
kind of,
cold.
yeah, suffocated, rowdy. All these guys have kind of helped steer the ship. We've had our hard times here and there, and that's to be expected. But we kind of keep the ship going in the right direction, for better or worse. Um, let me try to reread the question again as it was phrased. But yes, like starting from the beginning. Um, yeah, I couldn't have expected this. Kind of like what we said. The first race only having what 8 to 10 guys. Nilla.
Yeah,
Like I
something like
remember
that.
I remember our very first race was a photo finish between I think it was SG and Shockz, correct? Was that right, Shockz?
Yeah,
Ah,
it was a photo finish at
Daytona, right?
Daytona, and I
That
think
clip's
SG
floating
won
around the
by.
Discord somewhere.
It's on the old Instagram. I think he won by
yeah,
like 9 thousandths or something.
But yeah, like just from the very beginning, you know, you get, everybody's here just to have fun. In real life you'd have guys wreck each other and, you know, just for the wins or points or whatever. But like you guys said, it's kind of one small community, but we kind of build on top of each other. Um, you know, like you guys said, hey, this guy brought me in, or this guy, or I found the league from here, or whatnot. As we kind of expand our outreach a little bit to kind of welcome guys in, but the right kind of guys. We don't want the temper headed or the hot headed guys. There's some to be expected during the race, but the guys who are abusive in the chat, and some people are just not the right fit for us, um, which is kind of part of the admin's job to kind of control that and kind of see that coming down the road. Um, there's a certain group of guys we all want to have fun. We don't want others to kind of control the show, I guess you would say. But yeah, like everybody kind of expand. Like we spoke of earlier, like Tunda said, we had the conversation this off season. We really were pushing hard to try to get that third division up and going, but due to some things here and there, some just to try to get things going. There's a lot of, I'm sure these guys in here can back me up on this. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Um, just from the get go. As soon as the previous season ends, we're jumping in. We're talking. What guys, Nilla and Shockz and Tunda. We talk what 20 hours a day. It seems like
yeah,
sometimes.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
It's
it was like
Like
the whole
we're
break.
like we are constantly going at each other. Sometimes we have our little arguments here and there. I think we can all agree to that.
yeah. I
Um,
believe we had a meeting like immediately after the season finale, right?
Yeah,
Like like right after we didn't waste any
yeah.
time.
Some
We
some of
got
us
right
might have been
into
a
it.
little, my bad.
That's okay.
that's part
But
of
yeah,
it.
man, like there's a lot of stuff that like Crow said that goes on behind the scenes that just puts in a lot of time and effort, honestly, that a lot of people don't see. I always kind of, even when I wasn't an admin until recently, respected it and knew what it was and how much the admins and stuff did because I believe early on I took on that role before I stepped away, so I knew what I was stepping back into, and it's a lot. You've seen some guys come and go just for the fact that it's a lot and they can't really keep up with it anymore, which is understandable.
Understandable, believe me.
Yeah.
But
But yes, from 8 to 10 guys in that very first race, as Crow said, to two divisions of 30 plus drivers to start the season here. I mean that's that's a lot. Did you want to add anything else, Crow?
sure, let me wrap it up. But like I've seen in the chat, you know, like T Class spoke of, as some guys kind of step away, kind of like what Shock said, we've all kind of had our periods to step away. We all kind of end up venturing right back into HRL and back into the racing. Um, but my final point would be kind of add on to that, the time aspect that we all put in. you know, I'm not the only one that has heard this. I think doing this post race recap or HRL report. Um, I know I've gotten several guys mention that they really appreciate us doing this, and I don't mind putting in a little extra work, but the especially Nilla kind of commands this show and he's the host. Um, But a ton of guys have reached out to me and said they really love this show, being able to wind down. I know we all kind of get wound up at the end of these races, and it's a good way for us to kind of wind down our racing, our racing juices, and kind of wind down the evening. Have any of you kind of heard something similar?
I
Yeah, that's
have.
pretty
I've
much
had
the
the
sentiment
same
I've been
same
seeing.
thing.
I have.
Yeah, I mean, I've had multiple people, like you said, just reach out and say like, "Hey, man, you're doing a really good job. Um, keep up the good work. It's a really good show." Um, and like I said, like it's something that I enjoy doing. It's not really like work to me, although it does, take time and effort and takes away from some other things I could be doing. I actually just enjoy doing it. For those of you that know me, like I was but when they had broadcast mode, I used to do the commentating a lot for the truck series or whatever series that I wasn't in. So it's always just sort of been a passion of mine, and I'm really grateful that you guys enjoy it and that it's something that I can bring to the table every week.
It's a good way to keep people engaged in the league. It also helps. I think I said last season that um, you don't really get to know people's personalities a lot in here because we don't talk a lot in the Discord. We kind of all go into our own little parties, and we don't really talk to any of us. Uh, so like having an actual show, you kind of get to learn more people's personalities and like how they actually talk and how they are as a person, which helps build that stuff back and keeps people
And
engaged in the league.
and I like it too because if you're in one series right now, you may not even really know much about what's going on in the other series. Like you may get to see the point standings, but I mean, there's no spectate mode. I mean, you can go watch somebody's view of the stream, but I think this is a good way for both series kind of stay connected as well. Whereas like you can keep up with what's going on both sides. So I think that's another
Um,
good aspect
I'll
of it.
say Uncle Alex was the truck guy
Hmm.
that was in the draft rate or the draft show.
Yes,
Didn't know anything about
yes.
him, so I got
Oh
to
yeah.
learn some stuff about Uncle Alex because I don't keep up with the trucks very much. Uh, so like yeah, when their truck guy is on, it's more interesting because I know most of the cup guys and I kind of know how they are, genuinely speaking. But like a lot of the truck guys, I don't know any of them really. So it's nice to hear them talk and express their viewpoints.
I agree 100%. When we brought Alex on, I was just like, man, this is the first conversation we've ever had, brother. Tell me something about yourself, pretty much. But does that do it for us? Does that kind of wrap it up?
Shockz or Tunda, do you have anything about the outreach?
You mean just like people like giving their opinions on the show?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I've only
I've
heard
kind
good
of,
things.
yeah, I mean, I've kind of heard the same thing where people, appreciate the inside look at the league and the reviews, reactions, and all the stuff. I haven't heard nothing but good things, and I think the people enjoy it. And it's kind of like you said, it's completely worth giving up a few extra hours of the week, if it's for the enjoyment for the whole league. I think a lot of respect goes out to all the admins and Crow and everybody who goes behind the scenes to make the league possible, and um, we're just gonna keep it moving in the right direction.
All right. Well, if nobody else has got anything, thank you guys for tuning in to HRL episode 4. I get that right. I got to change that on the title of the Twitch stream. I put 3. Yeah, episode 4 post Kansas. Just a reminder or just a recap real quick. Line cone 1 on the cup side. We had Mudflap
What?
went. Or no, sorry, Shockz. Sorry, Shockz 1. Shockz 1 on
This
the cup
guy,
Wow.
side.
this guy.
Sorry,
Post
it's
race
getting late.
inspection.
Oh yeah. There was something up with that 5 car. I don't know,
Oh man,
but
just looked like a nice crossover.
no, Shockz 1 on the cup side. It's easy to get those two boneheads mixed up. They win so often. So Shockz on the cup side, Mudflap on the truck side. We went over our picks. We did our mailbox. We did the fact or fiction. It was a good show. Thank you for DJ Win for joining us. as our Cup guest this week. And we will see you next week for episode 5 after the conclusion of the Cup side. We're going to Dover, and the truck side, we are going to Rockingham. Yeah, y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Good night.